Hello everyone, welcome back to my Hytale Let's Play. Today is going to be a really building heavy episode. I want to update this house a little bit, add in some detail work. It is supposed to look really kind of olden, but that doesn't mean we can't detail it up a little bit here and there. And so that's what we're going to work on doing. This house needs a porch and a little awning kind of thing with a roof over it. And we're going to also spruce up our path perhaps a little bit, adding in some rocks or something. And then for our animal pens, they're looking a little sad. We may try to get some more sheep over there, but I want to put in some natural like shade with some custom trees, just to give them a better looking environment. And maybe with the pig pen, we'll make it a little bit muddy and dirty inside. Add some of the feeding trough stuff just for looks, and we'll try once again to get some cows over there. And I'm not loving this flower pot thing here. We might go get rid of the flower pots and do something more natural, but we're going to try to spruce up these center pathways too. And yeah, we'll check back in a little bit after I add a little bit of detailing to the house. Alright everyone, we're back. We got a nice little awning roof over here, and we need to put some chairs out front, so it looks like maybe an old couple just sits here looking out over the plains. And we're going to remove all of this area just so that the house is kind of sitting up on the highest point. And then we're going to add one custom tree here, kind of giving shade. You'll also notice with the house that we have some variation in the types of wood we used. We used some dark wood and some soft wood, and I'm just going to sit on it for a while and see if I like it. This variation is supposed to be kind of like as if the sun was coming from this direction, where it is right now. You would see the sun hit kind of this outside edge, and it would come diagonally through like this, lightening up this place a little bit brighter, but then back here it's a little darker, and so that's kind of what I've tried to go for. All dark right here, and then light there, and then the top of the house as well has the lighter blocks now. I've only done this to the front side. So the sides still have this kind of dark look. So let's go ahead and finish up wrapping around the house, extending that roof kind of like we did over here, and doing the lighting stuff with our sun position being from that direction. So most of this side of the house will actually be all the light color wood. Alright everyone, so we finished up the other sides of the house now. So this side is going to be all light because our light source is coming over from this direction. So you can see all of that. It's the lighter color. But then because there's a little overhang on this roof, it gets a little darker over here where the sun's not going to see it. And as we work our way to the back, it's going to all be dark wood because our sunlight source is coming from that direction. And then the back is, of course, all dark. But in order to make this have some more detail look to it, we went ahead and bulked up our little chimney here just to add something. And we put these piles of wood that look like our pre-cut logs out by the back of the house. And our log cutting station we moved over here. So it looks like this is where you chop up the wood for the chimney before bringing it on inside into the house. And we finished up this side as well. It's also a little bit dark because of the sun coming from that direction. But yeah, and so our house is all done now. We need to fix up a couple patches of dirt. This patch definitely needs fixed up as well. And then I think the next thing I want to do is add in that custom tree right over here. Because I'd love to see that just poking up over and giving some shade to this area. But actually before we go and do that, let's just together decorate this porch a little bit with some chairs and stuff. I want to see what all the different chairs look like. Interesting. It looks like the light wood doesn't actually get you white chairs or anything. We have some dark wood in our inventory. The tavern looks not quite what I want to go for. Okay, we're gonna go classic Minecraft style then, and we're going to make our own chairs. This looks like it could be like the backside of a chair. And maybe oh, but they're not going to connect because that's going to go into the middle. Hey, that actually gets us to the edge of a block if we do that. Oh, okay. It can open both directions. Unless there's a block in the way, then it forces it to open the only way it can. If I just put a staircase. Okay. That connects it in the middle, and then I can... Yeah, I think that's a great chair. That's perfect. I love that. Cool. Now we have 2 chairs sitting on our porch. I kind of like that. They're really cool styles. I like this kind of like back of the chair. That's really nice. Yeah. Perfect. Now let's go ahead and work on that custom tree. I'm thinking just because of the place that we live, it's going to be an oak tree. A flying mouse. Interesting. And if you were wondering, the redwood trees, they're not here for permanent. They're just here. I'm farming some redwood on the side, off camera, just for our mega build. So these are not here to stay by any means. And in fact, this boulder probably is going to go as well. I think I want some boulders around the place, but just not as my view as I'm sitting in my chairs. So that's definitely going to go. But yeah, we'll go ahead and work on that, and we'll check back in a second. We got a couple different colors. Same thing. Shadowy areas, light areas. So like in the back over here, we're going to have our shadowy section. Yeah, that's perfect. I think that helps frame the house in nicely. Next, let's go ahead and work on the pig pen. I want it to be kind of muddy in there, and we definitely want to get a feeding trough. Although you might not be able to build those. I have seen them places, so we might have to go out and snag one from someone. But let's look at the mud stuff. We only have 1 pig at the moment, so we're going to temporarily put him in here. And honestly, I imagine it's so muddy that even under the fence, it's kind of going to get muddy there too. Let's really quick look at our blocks. This kind of gradient we can go with the path being on the outside, and then I think more towards where the water's going to be, it's more darker mud, and it's going to get drier and cracked as we go out. And so that's kind of the plan. Perfect. Now let's go ahead and go find a feeding trough that we could stick in here for him. Around for a while for a feeding trough and I wasn't able to find any, but I did discover something. But you know how they have these little spikes on top of their homes over here that kind of go into thinner logs? I tried finding a way to make those for my custom trees, but there wasn't any way to craft them. And if you tried mining them from trees, they just dropped regular sticks. But these structures actually will drop those planks for you. I guess because they're not registered as trees or naturally generated, but man-made placed. So you actually are able to get them. And so maybe next time we build a custom tree, or if we ever update that tree, we have some of these thinner branches that we can use too, just like they do on their trees. All right, we did not find a feeding trough, but we did find some of these, and we brought them back. And that'll be something for now to just add a little more life to his pen. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put a really small building just right here, and it will be a surprise. When I turn around, it's going to be built. Ta-da! It's an outhouse. Well, you gotta go somewhere, and there's no bathroom in there. In my book, this is a really old house in a really old time period, and so it's only natural that the bathroom would be an outhouse. And I love this window. You can watch the chickens while you go, or they can watch you. But yeah, it's a nice little outhouse. Who doesn't love that? Next, let's go ahead and work on these flower pots. Everyone, we're back. We added in some of that foliage around in the empty places where people aren't walking. It kind of gives a reason why they're not being tread and walked on. It's because there's plants there. And, well, if no one is walking, it would give time for the plants to grow. Over here, there's less plants because we're, cutting and chopping. But maybe there's a little bit of rocks that were in the way that we just moved out and set to the side. And so I think these are much nicer than those pots. Alright guys, I also went ahead and just really quickly expanded our farm. We were running out of room to have one of each different kind of plant here. And so we just needed some more space. So I branched off this way, and it's a little bit wider and longer as well. And so now we've got lots of room for plants. And this should be able to help us get a lot more of those eternal seeds quicker, which will be great. And then over here we built a little well. Obviously it doesn't really work for real because there's some issues with water source blocks. But it's cute, I like it. It kind of helps add some realism to this place. Like this is how someone who lived here would get the water. Alright, so here's the plan. We're going to get the cows into this pen by taking a bunch of fences that we're going to make from our chests. I've already pre-prepared them, and we're going to kind of create just like a little corral that will kind of push and lead them through, and we'll slowly close off different portions of the corral as we go until we lead them here. We're going to go to the cows that are over there where they've been the last couple episodes, and by the end of this episode, we'll have cows. You know what? On second thought, maybe that's too much time. Maybe we shouldn't go bother through all the process just for some cows. Yeah, no, I'm not even gonna try. I didn't want cows anyways. Now I think we have been building for quite a while, and so what I actually want to do is go caving. We're going to save going to zone 4 for another time. But I discovered how to get those cinder cloth scraps. They're actually found from the one place I don't want to go. And that's like in the caves down by where the lava is. Let's bring some better food. Okay, let's just go drop in, say hello. Okay, see, that is a toad. And I am more scared of him than I am of you. But you are really getting me. No. Okay. Alright, that's fine. He died in the lava, and then you're gonna try to kill me now. Cool, 3 more Cinderclaw scrap. There's a couple structure-like things, but there's not anyone in them. Or any chests in them, usually. Okay. Not so bad if you block and you're not by lava. Okay, I heard a strat that, let's try, that you could hold this bookshelf, these books instead, as a torch. And because it's like a white light, it can be a little bit brighter and a little bit better, especially for viewers and YouTube videos and stuff like that. Because I know that it definitely is a really dark game. That's a toad, that's a toad. Hello. No. I can't block though. Maybe this secret strat was a terrible strat because can I not block? I can't block with that thing in my hand. It like is spiraling around here. Is my stuff already gone and despawned? I think we're just gonna have to say it's gone. I don't think it's here anymore. I don't think you're playing fair. I'm standing right here. You're more than welcome to come and fight me. Don't turn around and head back to camp. Stop it. Oh. Now you're annoying me. Okay. Nope, we're dead. We're so dead. Oh. I think I've had enough of toads for one day. Yes, I have. I'm all done with toads. We are going to call that for today. And we made it out with 15. in cinder scraps instead of 30, and we will have to go back another time for more for that backpack storage. We did, however, go back and we got this azure kelp, so we can go ahead and craft some of these teleporters. The question is I'm not really sure where I want to place my portals. They don't really fit the vibe of this barn house thing, so we're gonna go ahead and try to find a place for that really quick. Okay, everyone, so we went ahead and we built a portal room. It's just down and inside our cave a little ways. I kind of built the cave to be like a natural cave, so it's almost as if these portals were discovered rather than built themselves, and I think that kind of makes it a little bit cooler. And so this one right here is connected up already. And so if we step through this portal, we'll be attacked by this guy. He's at her house now. Oh, he doesn't know what to do. He's so far from home. He's confused. Wait, he dropped a cinder cloth scrap. I need to pick... Oh. So we can just go here to get the cinder cloth scraps. We don't have to go underground. Well, that is nice because I didn't want to go underground by lava, but, you know, what's the point? There's more toads anyways. Well, we're not going to explore this forest just yet and learn about all the creatures it has to hold for us. This is how we are going to start next episode. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching today. Bye!